be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. I'm coming out the jacket, cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get up out your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot, and I can't be beat. Watch out now.
Hello, world, and welcome back to another Chuck Levin's Live. I'm Adam Levin, and we got over here Sam Burtness joining us again. Drum wizard Sam Burtness down in the Birdhouse at Chuck Levin's Washington Music Center. It's where our website team works out of. And I am upstairs right now in the main store, which is why I am still wearing my mask. It's closing time at the store, which also means it's streaming time. So we'll be free and clear in a few minutes. But just wanted to give you guys all a quick update on what's going on at the store. Not much has changed in the last 2 weeks, but that's good. Really, to be honest, over the last month that we've been open, it feels great. It feels like everyone's leaving. Everyone's back. Really, the only difference is we're wearing masks and limiting the number of people in the store. But other than that, it feels great. It feels back. Music everywhere. Guitars being played. Cymbals being demoed. Instruments being tried out. Keyboards being demoed and synthesizers being twisted and hooked up and stuff like that. So it's a great time. And we love seeing all of you in, and we really appreciate you all working with us to be safe and to be, deal with the situation that we're in. So we really, we couldn't do this without you. We wouldn't be here without you. So sincerely, we really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you soon. But Sam, how's it going? Man.
It's going good. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that the web team works in the Birdhouse because it's just me. I am the Birdhouse now.
For those that think that our website is run by a team of hundreds of people, it's not true. Just the normal dudes that you see every day, dudes and gals working for the website, and that's what we do.
Most working from home. I'm the only one that got suckered into coming in, but it's nice and quiet here. I like it.
There you go. There you go. That's the outside of the craziness that is the store.
Yeah.
Teddy, thanks for joining us. Let's see who's with us. We got a lot of people from LA. We got Christopher, Teddy, Tyler. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. If you're not local, let us know where you're watching from. We love to see from the UK. Damn, woo. There's people from all over the world now. This has gone global. We've gone global. This is wild. That's the coolest thing ever. Last week we had guys from the UK on the stream, so it's really cool to see some people joining us from across the pond. Mm-hmm. We appreciate it. So Sam, we're talking V drums today.
Yeah, electronic drums.
I love electronic drums. I love thinking about them. I'm not a drummer, but I love technology. And when I first saw electronic drums and how they worked, for me, it opened up doors. It was just really cool to how you can use drums to interact with any sort of instrument. Mm-hmm. Using electronic drums just blew me away. But we're going to dive pretty deep today. Sam, why don't you just give us a little taste of kind of what we're going to see and what's going to go down?
Sure. So today we have Roland with us, and specifically we have Pat Kennedy, who is one of Roland's product specialists, and he's going to take us through one of their newer kits, the TD27, and kind of show us, obviously what it sounds like, but also what the new module is capable of, some of the cool pads that come with it, and what that's really going to give you in terms of both an instrument, but also a music making tool. Electronic drums now are used for practicing. They're used for producing. They're used for writing, recording. They're incredibly, incredibly useful thing for anybody to have, whether you like yourself, whether you play drums or not. There's so much you can do with them. And, so it's cool that we're going to have Roland here to basically give us, the walkthrough of a kit that's as powerful as the 27 is.
And it's cool just to think about. Roland is on a tear of innovation. They are just continue to release things that build on top of the architecture that they've already kind of established. Yeah. The new VAD kits are ridiculous, and they kind of hybridize, I think, in one of the best fashions that's ever been out there. The whole V drum and acoustic kits to really make something that's unique. So kind of what you're seeing today can scale to a multitude of different different applications.
Yep.
Super cool stuff.
Yep.
We do have a cool giveaway to guys today.
Yeah.
So if you are watching, now's the time. Tag some friends. Boom. Giving away one of these guys, Roland BT1 bar trigger. Faux free.
Those are super cool because they can be attached to a Roland V drum kit, obviously, but they can be attached to a cymbal arm or a stand. They can also be flown off of an acoustic or electronic drum pad to give you access to a trigger zone literally anywhere, whether you want to use it for like a percussion sound effect or to trigger like MIDI data or something like that. That's a super useful thing for any drummer to have access to.
So if you want to enter to win, tag a friend, tag a drummer. They need to be in here. They got to see this too.
Yep.
Check it out. Keep tagging them. It's easy as that. We'll pick a winner at the end of the stream.
Yeah, man.
Also, before we jump in, if you got any questions, if you have questions for Pat and you want to just dive into what these TD kits can do, if you have questions for us or anything else in the world of Roland and V drums and electronic drums in general, drop them in the comments. We'll try to stack them up, and when Pat's kind of done with his demo and his kind of demonstrations of this stuff, we'll throw some questions his way and see what happens.
Yep, and Roland themselves will also be in the comments answering questions. So, like, seriously, fire away, keep them fast and furious, and we'll try to get to us and Roland. We'll try to get to every single one of them.
Love it.
Yep.
Well, I think without further ado, let's do this thing. Let's bring in the man himself, Pat.
Am I live?
You are live.
Hey,
hello,
everybody. It's so great to be here with you. My name is Pat Kennedy. I'm the proud product manager of Roland V Drums. So this is going to be a great time hanging with y'all. Thank you so much, Chuck Levin, for having us and for you guys hanging with us here and watching live. So let's take a spin around this TD27 KV and let's hear how this baby sounds, right? So I'm going to go ahead and play a demo for you if that's cool. So
bring it on.
Here we go.
Yeah, bring it on.
Awesome.
Damn.
Dude, that's so fun. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? And the TD27 KV is just a great feeling drum kit, so much power and such a great value, right? And I think the things that make this really special, obviously we have our TD27 module. That's the centerpiece of this kit. Like, it's built around this brand new design module. Has the BMC chip in it, which is derived from the TD50, right? So it has elements of TD50 in it that are now permeating down into that mid-level price point kit. And we have digital pads. So we have, let me switch my camera over so you can really truly see what we got here. We've got the 14-inch digital snare drum pad, right? That feels, behaves just like an acoustic snare drum does, right? You have little nuances of a drum as you move in and out of the drum. You can do a buzz roll on this thing, And it's a digital pad. So that means it's actually connected to our module through a USB, just like our TD50 is, right? And so that allows us, guys, to bring you a lot more information. It sends more information from here to the module much, much faster. And so you're able to process all these different sounds and all this nuance and behavioral characteristics of the snare pad through the module, through the fast behavior modeling chip, to give you those characteristics that we're looking for. One of the coolest things about it, automatic cross stick, right? So it has static sensors in it, just like your touchscreen on your smartphone does and stuff. So it knows that the part of my hand is touching the head, so I can do. Right? You're not going to be able to do that on any other electronic drum kit. No way. And then we also have the digital ride cymbal. So again, with that static sensing in there, I can put one finger on it and it mutes it. If I touch the cymbal while I'm playing, how cool is that, right? And then you just get seamless transition from the bell, you know, to the bow, throughout, to the edge. Just giving you the best exact playing experience like their acoustic counterparts do. So it's awesome. You guys have any other things you want to add to that are on with me?
No, I just wanted to kind of bookend it with just, you know, the fact that it's incredible having kind of seen electronic kits, you know, back when they were still considered, you know, a novelty, and they've got to the point where they are mimicking not just the sound, but literally the behavior of an acoustic instrument, where, you know, if you have a touch point on the cymbal, it never opens up. It gives you that kind of choked ability, and it brings that tactile, you know, sensation of playing an acoustic instrument into a digital one, which is just amazing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It's like and behavior modeling is the nomenclature that we use for that, because this now behaves and models just like the acoustic drum set does. And so now it's a great tool to add into your arsenal. And I like to use the "and" term. I don't like to think of, is it acoustic drums or electronic drums? It's acoustic drums and electronic drums. Everything needs to be brought to the table at this point now. And the way the music industry is working, you need to have access to some sound samples. And with one of the great things about V drums, particularly the TD27KV with the TD27 module, is we have a lot of connectivity with this module, right? So you have a USB port on the side that you can connect into any DAW, and you get 28 individual audio tracks and MIDI information at the same time from that module, which is incredible. So you literally turn this into your drum studio, right? I mean, I'm able to play this in my apartment in California, streaming with you all, which is great. I love technology. And I have the advantage too of, you know, I'm direct connecting from the module into the video feed, so I'm getting pristine quality sound every single time, right? I'm not worried about microphones or anything like that. It's a literal cable connect, done.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wild.
Yep. And then also the other benefit of V drums, you know, our legendary mesh head structures and things like that. So just to complete this kit, we have PDX 100 pads as our toms, right? And it comes with 3 of those. And it also comes with our CY13R as a second crash, and a CY12C as the crash over here on the left side, and then your VH10 hi-hats. But the great benefit of V drums, as we all know, is that quiet playing, right? I'm not disturbing my neighbors that are next door to me or above me or below me. I'm able to play really hard. I mean, I wasn't holding anything back there. I was even out of breath when I was done with it, for goodness sake. You know, I'm able to play full on, full energy every time and be comfortable with that. And I'm not changing any techniques that I'm using as a drummer, right? However I would play on my acoustic kit, I'm playing exactly the same as I play on this kit, which is awesome. And that's one of the things I truly, truly love. So now the lines are really blurred between, you know, what is electronic versus what is acoustic, and just the way you play it. And I think that's one of the really, really great benefits that Roland V Drums brings to you and to musicians and to other drummers that are out there.
Yeah. I think you brought up a really good point where it's, they're not fragile. They are meant to be played as you would an acoustic kit, whether you are, a lighter traditional player or you want to just beat the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little de-stress action after work.
Yeah. And we need those outlets right now. We need to be able to cut loose and do things that are inspiring, to get those creativity juices flowing a little bit, and that's the other cool thing about this module, guys, is it has Bluetooth in it too. So I can stream tracks from Bluetooth and record myself, and then record the Bluetooth track with my drum track and then send that back. So maybe you're collaborating with your musician friends or your bandmates, right? And so they can make their guitar track or keyboard track or bass track or whatever, send you those files. You can play along with those, and then you can literally remotely make music together and record things together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of our connectivity, our technology, that allows you to do that.
Yeah.
And we make it so that it's fast, it's easy to do, and you get the best, highest quality result in the end.
Yeah, that's something I really enjoy about just electronic kits in general, and it's great that Roland, across the range, pretty much all the way from the 17 through the 50, makes it so easy to get excellent drum sound for people that are not engineers. Miking up an acoustic kit can easily eat up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 microphones, and then you're just juggling all these tracks, not knowing what to do with them. But an electronic kit, you can do that. You have all those outs available to you, or you could just, like you said, you can stream them through Bluetooth. You can just take the stereo outs, then you have just 2 already EQ'd, already excellent sounding, audio streams that you can do whatever with. You can send them to your buddies, use them for writing, use them for producing. Yeah, it's super cool.
Yep, absolutely, man. I'm going to go ahead and dig into the module a little bit, if that's cool with y'all.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We can kind of see what's going on here. So I'm going to switch my camera just so we're staring right here at the module. It comes preloaded, everybody, with 55 preset kits. Now, there is an update that's going to be available right around the corner that will update the module to 1.10, and then that actually increases the number of preset kits. So right now there's 55. It'll go up to 65 preset kits, right? And then we've also enhanced some of the features on it. We've added a couple extra overhead mic settings, and now we'll get into the details of that later. But what's really cool about this is this module allows you to truly customize it to your sound and to whatever your needs happen to be. So you can load in your own sound samples. You can save your wave files to an SD card, pop the SD card in on the side, and then upload your own sample. So you could literally take your entire drum kit from a recording studio session. If you have the stems of each individual drum, you could load that into your module and literally turn this kit into your own personal drum set, right? Whatever the sounds happen to be. So if you had a really great studio record and you just loved the pristine quality of your drum sounds from that album or project that you were working on, you can grab those, load it in, and configure this kit to be that every single time. And then you can record again with it using those exact sounds that you're looking for. So we can go into into several editing features. So you can hopefully you can see these knobs that are glowing here beside, right? So we have some direct edit knobs right on the face of the module. We have an instrument selector knob, a level knob, a tuning knob, and a muffling knob. So for example, this is what the instrument knob will do. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the pad that I'm looking for. So I'm hitting the snare drum because that's what I want. Now, when I select this, I'm able to switch into different instruments right there on the face of the module, right?
Yeah, without having to menu dive. It's just right there available.
Which is super convenient. So you don't have to hit any menu buttons and start digging around anything. It is right there, literally right there. And then the same applies to the level. So we can adjust the level of each individual pad without affecting the overall drum kit sound, right? So let's do a quick little side-by-side example. I think we started at actually -2.5 is what the setting was. So here we go. Check this out. Now, literally right there, I made a conscious effort. I didn't change my stick height. I didn't change my stroke type or anything. It was just the same static 8th note stroke. And I was able to up the level up and down just like that. Super convenient. Same thing can happen with the tuning, okay? Because tuning's a lot of fun to customize that stuff. So here, let's do this.
Now, what's fascinating to me about that is it sounds like it's not just a pitch shift. It actually, there is a little bit like when you cranked it way, way up, an acoustic drum will eventually choke out, and you kind of get a little bit of that once you got to that like super extreme high tuning there, which for some people is a, it's a usable sound, but I think it's really neat how you can hear what it,
yeah.
The sound behaves similarly to what an acoustic drum would eventually produce with like the ultra high tunings.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the cool part about it. It's not just, you're exactly right. It's not just a pitch shifter up and down. You can actually feel and hear the characteristic changes of a drum as it becomes a lower pitch. There's different snare straining emphasis, right? There's different overtone series that sort of happen as you go up and down into a drum. And it's able to do that. Again, that's the behavior modeling characteristics that Roland is known for, and we're very, very proud of that achievement. And then the last one we can do direct editing wise is the muffling. So let's go back to our module screen. I'm on the muffling knob, which is over here. And let's check that one out. I'll do it on a tom-tom so we can really hear it. And it even shows you like the different types, right? You're getting tape, none at all. You can do tape, you can do felts. I mean, it's so spot on with the way that it makes the drum respond and behave. And then of course, as a drummer, we at least I do. I mean, I react to the sounds. So the sound makes me play in a certain way, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm playing a jazz gig, right, I'm going to use slightly different touch if I'm playing, in the country band that I would play with, right? Where it's a bigger stage, it's louder, it's more rock. So I'm just using different techniques, but because I'm also using some different drums in those scenarios, those gig scenarios, I just approach it differently. So even as I'm doing it here in my house, I'm approaching the drum differently, and I get a different feeling as I hit the drum with different muffling or a different pitch or a different characteristic tone. Whatever you're looking for, you get to, again, really dial it in, literally dial it in with the dials and make it exactly how you want it to be. So that's really, really, really a huge benefit of this TD27 module.
Yeah, and it's really satisfying to have that instant gratification where you're not fishing around for moon gels and all that stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, I just want to just a little bit. Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to worry about moon gels flying off your kit in the middle of the set and all that stuff, right? You can even do it with your cymbals. I mean, that's very popular, is to add some muffling devices to your cymbals and things. Yeah. So now you can do that right here, and get all the tone exactly what you're looking for. Yeah.
I'm going to go a little deeper in. So now that's really the top level of editing right there.
Yeah.
Just selecting the sound you want, the right instrument, mixing it properly, right? Given upping the levels of certain things. Maybe you like your toms a little louder, so go ahead and increase the level of each of the tom pads a little bit. It's totally your call. It's totally up to you. And again, as the performer, this allows you, the drummer, to be more in control of what you're doing. Because one of the other awesome features about the TD27 module itself is its output settings, right? So we have a master right and left out, but we also have a direct 1 and 2. Okay, so we have up to 4 direct outs, essentially. You can assign those to 4 different channels of the board. And we formulated that based off of a small gig situation. So raise your hand virtually if you've shown up to a gig and they only put a mic on your kick and a mic on your snare drum and then a couple of overheads. I mean, that's happened to hopefully everybody that's watching this thing, right?
Yep.
I
Super
mean,
common.
It's countless how many times that's just the common way to mic a kit, you know? So that setup of the module with the 2 direct outs and the 2 masters actually is congruent to that type of a microphone setup. So you can put the kick out of direct 1, you can put the snare drum out of direct 2, and then the rest of the kit, your toms and your cymbals, would be master right and left, or the overhead situation, right? So this way, the sound engineer can have autonomy over your kick and your snare, which are very, very vital, and then also over that overhead setting. But you as the player can still go ahead and mix it here. So even when you're sending it out to the front of house, you're still hearing it the way you want to hear it and can lift those toms individually. Right. So you know what I mean? It gives you the same exact result, which is really, really great.
Yeah.
And then the module can also be expanded as well. So there's 4 auxiliary inputs on the back of the module. One of them right now is being used by our Crash 2, of course, right? So that is run into Crash 2, which is even labeled as such. And then there's an auxiliary 1, 2, 3. So you can go ahead and add another tom on here easily. You can add a cymbal. You can add that BT1 bar trigger that some lucky individual's got to be winning here relatively soon, right? You can throw that up on here and use that as another pad out of the auxiliary inputs. And then it also has a third USB input on the back. So when the next digital pad, whatever that happens to be, is out and ready to go, then it can be expanded out into the next digital world as well. So this module is really, really powerful and has a lot of opportunity for expansion in many, many ways. Yeah, many ways. So let's did you have another thing to bring up there, Sam?
No, I was just going to say it it basically mimics to your point about having a mix for yourself and then being able to send those 4 outs to the front of house, mimics the idea of there are the very tone protective drummers, will oftentimes they'll run their acoustic kit into a mixer and they send their mixer output to the front of house if they really want to get persnickety about it. But it gives you that freedom without then showing up to the gig and having to tell that front of house guy, "Oh, I've got my own mixer. Hope that's fine."
Yeah, exactly. You just drop your lines right out there. You can pop them into even DI boxes if they want to use XLRs and stuff like that. That's the simple, easy solution to that. And again, it's just absolute sonic control. Another that actually, Sam, I'm glad you brought that up too, because worship centers, right?
Yep.
If any of you are involved in a worship band in any way, shape, or form, or maybe you're a musical director in a worship band and you're the one that's in charge of kind of getting everything the way you need it to be. And of course, video streaming is now becoming a new normal, right? We're streaming all sorts of stuff now, and worship services are included in that. And so this again gives you the best sound quality for those professional streams, those professional sounding streams. And it looks great too. So I mean, you're getting the look, you're getting the feel, you're getting the sound, and that way the musicians that are playing all feel comfortable and confident that you're going to have exactly what you need to make your live performance or your situation where you need absolute sound control, right? And when we get back into live settings and you're in a worship center in a live setting, V-drums are amazing application tools in a worship center live setting. I know from personal experience, you don't need to set up the whole plexiglass aquarium shell thing, you can be out there live with everybody. And this gives that exact control of sound, so you're not blowing out the people sitting in the front, right? Yeah. But then you're able to pump it through the PA and catch everybody all the way to the back too. So it's just it's an amazing kit.
Yeah, well, I mean, also on top of the obvious, the volume control, advantages that an acoustic or that an electronic kit has. You don't have to set up the drum shield, but it also, houses of worship have one of the, them and like theater have like the widest spectrum of music that they need to cover in a given performance, and being able to, with switch of a dial, go from like singer-songwriter friendly, acoustic kit to something that is, maybe more modern gospel to something that's literally just percussion instruments.
Yeah.
You're right without having to maintain and keep tuned to this huge arsenal of instruments. You just have your V-drum kit. You just sit your drummer down, whether it's the same guy or you have a rotating roster, and they're good. No tuning. Yeah.
You nailed it, man. And too often people buy an electronic kit and then they like to use just one of the drum kits that are in the module, right? And it's like, hey guys, you got this for a reason. Let's go ahead and use it to its full potential. Yep. And in a worship setting as well, a lot of times when you purchase music, say it's a Hillsong or whatever, a lot of times, in addition to the PDFs of sheet music and things, they'll actually send you the stems, right? The Ableton stems. And so, you can have some backing tracks of like synth pads and stuff like that. But then you can take the drum stems that they send you and load them into the module and literally play the drum part and sound exactly like the song you're trying to play. Like identically, which is amazing. Right.
Yeah, and then incredible tool. Yeah,
incredible tool. And then like I said, that was top level editing. So I'm going to dive in a little bit more. And there's a button right on the module called Kit Edit. And so we touch that. Let me switch over to my module camera. So in here, you can see all the different parameters that you're able to really dive in deep and edit. So I can edit, of course, the instrument right here. That was the direct edit knob as well. But you could also do it from this screen. So we also can edit the transient attack and the transient release. So as I highlight whatever segment I'm trying to customize, I press the enter button and it takes you in there and it actually gives you a visual representation of what you're seeing. So for example, let me show you what this does. So that right alone can give you a more punchy sound if you're looking for that, right? Or it can give you a softer, more subdued sound if you're looking for that. And then the same approach would apply to the release as well. This is actually really fun when you start to adjust the release, because a lot of people don't necessarily think about this part. So that really allows you, again, that to me is all tonal characteristics of the drum, that you can make it in your face, you can make it really aggressive, you can add a lot of length and depth to the sound by adding extra release, or take that all away. And it's just incredible stuff that there isn't any way you would be able to do that with your acoustic drum kit unless it was post-production after the fact.
Yeah, or literally lifting him up, taking him to a different building in a different room with different heads, setting him down and playing him again.
That's it. And I'm glad you brought that up. So let me show you one other really awesome thing. So in our kit edit screen, let me switch over here. We've got pad volume, pad EQ, compression, master effects. Here in the room, okay? So you literally, as Sam, you just brought up, you can put this drum set into different virtual environments right here on the module. Now, at this moment, I have the room turned off. So I'm going to have it on. And if I press enter, it'll show me the room type. So right now I'm in a small studio, okay? So let me go ahead and I'm going to switch kits a little bit just to give you guys a little bit of a different flavor of some other stuff. So here's a great, just, good old workhorse solid maple drum kit. So here's what it sounds like just by itself before I start doing any kind of editing at all. Cool. Sorry, you were just staring at the module while I played that, but we get a good idea there of the sound. So let's see what it sounds like if I change the room. And let's go to something drastic. Like let's do a arena thing. So we've got a stage 4. Let's even go bigger. Hall. Right? I mean, that's just, again, virtual environments. You get to just dial it in and change it, and then you can even adjust the level of that room that you're in. So the amount of editing, the amount of customization that you're able to do is virtually limitless. I mean, if you're not able to create the sound that you're wanting, then you can either find it, download it, and import it, and then you have it, or you just have some fun and get creative and start designing your own type of sounds.
Yeah, you can literally sit there and then sculpt and shape how even just one of those kit sounds. It has a huge range of what you can really get out of it, and all those set, the room setting, being able to set how the attack and release transients, look, you can mimic large or small rooms. You can mimic different head choices. You can mimic, actual, stage or studio environments, mimic the depth of the drum, type of thing. Like those are all what you're seeing on the screen is what all of those variables end up doing to your drum sound, and all you have to do is turn a knob.
Absolutely.
You don't need to you don't need to move. You don't need to buy additional drum kits. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not having to move is a plus, and not having to buy new things is also a plus. But
Well,
what's also a plus is we give them something away for free.
Oh,
bam.
Adam's back
Snuck
for
right
the,
in there.
for the prize,
Bam.
baby.
Bam.
What a segue.
Tag a friend. Tag a drummer. Look at that. It's free. Roland BT1 bar trigger pad could be yours. Tag them up. Tag these people up. Tag a drummer. Tag someone that knows a drummer. You never know. They might want to give them a nice gift. It's super cool. And it'd be free, guys. It's free. Also, if you got the questions in the comments are awesome. Keep asking them. We got Roland pros in the comments, literally asking your questions right now in real time. Plenty of the dudes from the Roland team are there. It's awesome to watch. But I'm going to dip out because you guys are way above my head right now. So,
hey, we're glad you're here, Adam, and thanks for pitching the BT1 again for everybody. That's a great gift idea, even for yourself. You don't have to make it a gift. You can just, keep it for you and do some fun, cool stuff with it. So, back to another couple of things with the module, and then we can. In that edit screen, again, you can edit the overhead mics too, right? So sometimes we just don't even want them at all. So we can turn them off and on, which is easy enough to do. You hit enter. You can do different types of microphones that are in there, different widths of mics that are in there. You can go into different settings. You can add sensitivity through that. I mean, it's just... It's amazing the depth that you're able to do again with this module. I like to consider it actually like a drum studio in a box, right? You literally have any drum studio quality level at your disposal, right at your fingertips.
Yeah,
and then
it basically gives you the controls of a mixing console, a mic locker, room A, room B, stage. It's literally a studio in a module, with your favorite kits in there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then there's a lot of fun sounds. I'm going to play through a couple of sound examples for you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the module up in the picture-in-picture so you can see the different kits that I'm going to play. This one's a lot of fun because the kick sound is this. Sorry, I got to try that again. Here's the kick sound. Really long and echoey, and there's actually a crash layer on that, and I'm going to get into the layering here in just a second too.
Yeah,
so you
some dirt
on it, and then the snare is this. And the setting is when I hit the snare and I hit the kick right after, or vice versa, one of them mutes the other. That's super fun, right? And very interesting. So now you can get creative with one sample mutes another sample on purpose, and then you get that really cool sound effect, very electronica type sound effect out of your drum. You can really play authentically to whatever style of music you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us that are in cover bands or wedding bands, party bands, whatever, top 40s. I mean, this is the way to go, because now you bring this kit to the gig. You get the sound control that we all know is a problem at some of those venues because it's a surprise when you show up. And then you can literally play the tunes that you're playing in the different eras and genres of music that are popular with all those cover bands, and do it to a really true authentic style and authentic feel and authentic sound.
No, it gives you the freedom to go, the Motown big band for set 1. The classic rock and, like old school, dance hits in set 2, and then all the modern like pop and electronic stuff in set 3, like again, without bringing 18 drum sets and having, all this production crap going on. Yeah. You just turn your knobs, ready to go. You can make it sound like you're on a big stage, even if you're in like the corner of like a little dining hall.
That's it. Exactly. And everyone's play softer. And it's like, okay, well, I don't have to play softer. I can just play how I want to play.
Turn it down.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here's another one. Obviously, one of the best. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of messages and my computer's dinging. I don't know if you can hear that, do the thing or not. My bad. Classic Roland products. Immediately, what comes to mind is what? The 808 drum machine, right? And that iconic sound, that iconic flavor that really launched an entire brand new style of music. Now we can be the 808 in real time. Mm-hmm. So check this. I mean, again, you're not going to be able to do that on an acoustic drum kit. No way.
No. Absolutely not.
And there's something so satisfying about hearing an 808 on a Roland V drum kit.
Yeah.
It's how it's meant to go. That's it. And I'm out.
You nailed it, man. Jump in anytime with that comment, Adam. It's like we have the 808 sound. We made the 808 sound. We put the 808 sound in here. It's not a derivative of the 808 sound. It is the sound.
808, yeah.
And to us, that's super important that we honor the legacy of the history of Roland with stuff like with sounds like this, or the 909. We honor that legacy of product while always continuing to innovate and move forward at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
So that to me is really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I did bring up a layering function prior. So let's go back to an acoustic sounding kit, and we'll start at the first one, which is the premium wood kit. So what that means when I say layering is you can actually put the the main sample, which we call it sample A, and then you can add a second sample, which we call sample B, right? So we have an A and a B sample.
I'm with you.
And then you can start to blend those together to really get super creative. So let's check this out for a second here. Here's what. Cool. Great sounding snare drum, right? All right. So kit edit. And I'm going to go down over to my instrument setting, hit my enter setting.
Would you mind switching your camera over to the module cam so we can see?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Don't want to interrupt, but
no, you're awesome. Thanks for the gentle reminder. Yeah, it's a little small up there, right? Okay, so here we go. Here we see sub instrument. Okay, so I hit that tab button, and right now it's on, and there's an attack sound underneath that. So let's do a side by side with it, and you're going to look at this part right here, everybody. This
the sub on,
sub on or sub off, right? So let me go ahead. Now I'm going to make it a different sound altogether, so you can really hear it. I'm going to put a kick drum sound as the underneath sound, just so it's really something distinct, right?
Oh,
and
give some beefy.
we can hear.
Yeah.
Yep. So here we go. So, oops.
That was different.
Very different. That's a nice, let's put a crash with our snare. Now I'm going to go ahead and increase the volume of that sub sound. Right? And I hope you hear that through the stream, that you're able to just give those different characteristic tones to the drum by adding these different layers onto that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's really cool, Sam, is you can take your own samples and layer them onto preloaded samples, or vice versa, right? So you can put your own sample in, your user sample, and then layer on some preset samples to give it a different kind of characteristic flavor. Mm-hmm. Or you could use a preset sound, add in a sample that a user sample that you've created on top, and then there you have it.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really great. Again, it helps to dial in and customize the different sounds that you're looking for. If you're looking for a more aggressive type sound, this is a great way to go about creating that sound in here. And one of the things I love about this, we can layer sounds on our other modules as well, such as the TD17 module and the TD50.
Yeah.
So again, what's really great is all these characteristics and that DNA, as we call it, is now permeating throughout much of the V-Drum series, right? And so we're able to get all of these characteristics. But in my mind, it just starts to really spawn more creativity, because now you're not limited in your options. You can, if you hear it, you can make it.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Or, if you make it, then you're hearing it, and now you're creating something brand new that maybe is going to be influential to somebody else. And then it just starts to beget, creativity begets more creativity, and then it just starts to cycle in that way, and spiral up, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm glad you brought the layering, because the obviously, when you're talking about layering two sounds together, I think a lot of drummers will initially arrive at stacking a tambourine sample on top of a snare drum sample. That's the obvious one. That's what, super, tambourine on snare drum during the chorus. That's as classic as apple pie. But being able to more subtly layer, so like that kick drum example is a great one, where you want that, you still want an attacky snare drum, but you want that body underneath it. And if you don't have a sample ready to go, or you don't feel like searching for one, you can just layer a kick drum underneath it, which gives it that low end presence without having to, endlessly listen to sample libraries or have to do a ton of work. You can just real quickly it took you what? It was like 3 button presses and a quick
That's it.
scroll, and you were there.
Couple of scrolls.
Yeah.
And then the other cool thing, I'll go back to the module so you can see, like when I do that into my sub and my edit, if I even scroll up here, I now can move from category to category. Right.
Oh yeah, right.
So like,
jump super quickly.
We've got a kick folder or category, as I like to put it.
Mm-hmm.
And then within that kick folder, you have, an abundance of different samples that fit that. But if I want maybe a processed kick, now I have all these different choices of different processed kick sounds that I can go.
Yeah.
Then I move on to different snares or cross sticks or processed cross sticks, snares processed. I mean, toms, you can get into percussion stuff. Like you said, a tambourine, a hand clap is another very popular one.
Yeah.
And then the hand clap. So like if I go into, there's actually a whole category called clap right there. So here it is. Right. Then what I can do is right now it's a mixed layer type. And so I can also change it to different fades, different things. So that means if I have, maybe I only want it like on the heavy backbeat and not in all the ghost strokes or something. Right.
Right. Oh, that's it's similar to like what the Octopad can do, right? You can set like a velocity threshold.
Yep.
Where it activates. Yeah.
And so I can go. Let's try that again. Right. So the harder velocity I hit is when it activates the sample.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like I like to play with a ton of ghost strokes. So if I'm doing like that purdy shuffle like that,
mm-hmm.
I don't get interrupted with all these claps happening everywhere.
Yeah.
At velocities. I only want it to be that clap on the backbeat, and there it was. You know what I mean? Just super fun, and it gets you exactly that tone and that the feel and the sound that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's stuff like that that really makes me like it really illustrates that this, it responds to you. It's not just this dumb, like, you're not just clicking a mouse and firing a sample. Like you're
mm-hmm.
able to, have it respond dynamically, just like an acoustic instrument would, or any nice digital instrument. Like these are able to take, subtleties that you are putting into it and interpret them and respond in a way that drives you to create more interesting things. It makes it sound, interesting and dynamic. It's not just
it's not a velocity change. Like,
yeah, right.
It's not machine gunning. It's not giving you the same sample at just different volumes throughout a series, right? It's behaviorally changing those volumes and the tone as you move through those different velocities. So that's what acoustic drums do, and that's why we love them. That's why, we're drummers. I mean, I love gear. I love cymbals. I love drums.
Yeah.
And I love electronic drums, of course. And now it's just, again, it's combining the best of everything into this module and into this whole entire drum kit to just give you that experience, that benefit of control, sound, power, all the things you need right here. Mm-hmm. And what's really cool about it, I mean, you look at this overhead cam shot, I mean, it's not very big either. Right. I mean, this is taking up, this is like a 4x6 rug that I'm sitting on right here. And it's all fit right onto this in this nice, cool, robust, rugged stand that, again, holds up. It doesn't wiggle. Right. Like it's not shaking all over the place as I'm, hitting stuff hard. know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pardon the sound quality changing from one to the other. I just want to reiterate, part of the platform that we're using to stream, I have to disable the processing of the audio so it doesn't compress it and stuff. So there was a couple times that I actually played and I left that feature on, so it was compressing the audio. That wasn't the module at all. That was the streaming platform that we were
human
using.
error. Yeah.
Human error. My bad. I got 2 arms and 2 legs and I'm trying to do it here. So I appreciate everyone bearing with me and understanding that. Now, with the chats that are happening, Sam, are there any common questions that are being asked that maybe you want me to address live in person, or does it seem like everyone's getting the answers they need to through the comments?
Let us. We'll find out for you for sure, and
Cool.
we can.
I'll tell you. I'll jump right in right quick.
Oh, okay.
The Roland squad has answered all these questions and are now. They've been very specific questions about Roland TD kits for the most part, and
Nice.
the crew behind the scenes knocking it out.
Perfect. I love that. Obviously we want this to be very interactive and hopefully interactive with you in the audience. And that's why we have one of our experts there, just so it's dedicated to you to give you that immediate feedback right away, which I think is
super
really,
cool.
really
Travis
cool.
is an animal. He's killing it behind the
He
scenes
is.
and really diving deep with a lot of people. So,
And fun fact
A+
of Travis,
Roland.
fun fact for Travis, when you call Roland product support and have a drum question, you physically talk to Travis,
Whoa.
right? So
doesn't get any better.
Travis is a real human being. He's not a robot. He's not an automated response of any kind, right? Travis exists. He's a good buddy of mine, and I ask him questions still to this day all the time. He's just an absolute wealth of knowledge. So, I think maybe prize to whoever can stump Travis. Let's go with that. Let's make it a challenge for him. So he's on his toes. But no, in all seriousness, that's one of the things that we pride ourselves in is our quality of customer support there too, and the fact that you're actually talking to a person, I think just matters, right?
Yeah.
Because you all matter to Roland. The customers that support Roland. You guys there at Chuck Levin's, you all matter to Roland, because without you, Roland wouldn't be here. And so it's just super important that we support you all as best we actually can. So that's always we're striving to do that every single day, every day. I was going to play maybe one more final tune for everybody, unless there are a couple other things that you had some questions or pointers on there, Sam. It's up to you.
I think that's great. I think that rock one more unless Sam's got one more question, and then after you play this last jam, we'll give this thing away.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. All right, everybody. So here's a fun one. I have, if you notice, I have an Spd1 pad hooked up right here, right? So maybe some of you are like, "What's that red thing over there?" So this is another product we make. This is the Spd1 Wave Pad. And what you're able to do here is load your own, I'm using it for backing tracks and things like that. And then I've actually run it into the mix in on the back of the module. So it's, I don't think my camera angle, you can really see it. You just see my big old finger right there. But you get the idea. There's a mix in line right in the back, so I can actually, run an SPD-SX into there if I wanted to, right? If I wanted to go for it. The Spd1 Wave Pad is kind of a miniature SPD-SX, as a matter of fact. So you can load up to 12 tracks on this thing. It's super fun, very compact. I like to travel around with this, when I'm doing clinics and demonstrations in different areas. This is a great, convenient way to move around with your tracks that you need to play along with. So I'm going to go ahead and play a track off of this. And yeah, let's here we go.
Damn.
Man,
Awesome. It is cool that this is work.
Fun.
It is super cool that this is what we do for work.
I know, right? When you do what you love, it really isn't work anymore at that point.
It is awesome. Not every other company gets to talk about drums and hear rocking stuff like that at the end of the day. It's awesome.
Well,
I
it's been an absolute pleasure, guys, being here.
Likewise.
And great hanging with you both. Great hanging with everybody out there that I can't see, but I can feel you being there, and we really appreciate it. You have more questions, reach out to your experts at Chuck Levin's. They're ready for you. And I think, Adam, you're ready to give it away, yeah?
I'm so ready to give this thing away. People behind the scenes, who we got? Who's our winner today for the BT1, Roland BT1? Chris Bishop. Chris Bishop, congratulations. Congratulations. You did it. You worked hard. You earned it. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook Messenger. You might get an automated message from Facebook, but we'll check it. We'll see you. Or you can email us at live@chucklevins.com.
Yep.
And we'll get you this thing. It's yours. Just sitting right here. Hit us up. Pat, thanks so much for being here. This has been awesome. You are a wizard of V drums. This has been super cool. I learned a ton. I'm sure there's a ton of people in here that got a ton of knowledge out of this. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the support of Roland. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for this kind of relationship with companies like Roland. So we sincerely really appreciate everyone on the Roland team for doing this. Sam, thanks for carrying the torch on this one, because I had no idea what we're talking about most of the time. So that was really awesome.
Yeah, man.
And until next time, guys, we really appreciate it. We'll be back next week for another Chuck Levin's Live, and we'll see you then.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody.